Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Common Rabble podcast. I'm here with Ham and DZ.
Yep.
And it's my birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Woohoo.
Happy birthday,
If you're a real
Pat.
fan, you can deduce what date it is with that information.
And by real fan, we mean a family member.
Yeah, a family member or close personal friend, because that's who we've got so far.
And Hoodie is not here today with us.
R.I.P. Pouring one out for our fallen soldier.
He'll be back next week.
He'll be back. We're kidding. He's fine. We miss him.
So last week, just real quick recap, we did a little talk about nutritional habits, personal setbacks, and we had some movie review content. Anything stuck out for you guys? You wanted to kind of rehash a bit in today's episode?
I can say if we're going to keep going back to like nutrition habits and like fitness, if that's going to be like a recurring segment, I'm not going to have a lot to say. I'm making minimal progress in these fields.
Maybe at some point the conversations here will help you, will help us peer pressure you on accident.
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah,
so far, not a lot of work, but maybe I just need more time.
You said it's your birthday.
Also,
You
it's
don't- I don't
having the-
wanna think about
that was my excuse last week.
It's having the inverse effect on me
worse.
because it's been Pat's birthday weekend. I just said, fuck it. I've been eating nothing but fried foods. Today I had a McCrispy.
It's really called the McCrispy?
It's called, yeah, it's
Okay,
so
the
stupid.
ad is confusing.
They just
Yeah.
changed the name of the McChicken.
Yeah. It's not a McChicken. It's the breaded chicken sandwich. And now it's the
It's the same thing
McCrispy.
as the McChicken.
No, it's an actual piece of chicken breast. Just a tortured,
Gotcha.
battered, painful piece of chicken breast to consume.
So it's had you think it had any effect on you, or do you think or you're saying just because of Pat's birthday?
Oh, just because of Pat's birthday, I kind of just was like balls to the wall. I'm eating whatever fried shit comes out of that bar's back room. Great excuse.
Oh, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. What did you end up having there?
Lemon pepper popcorn chicken. Not
that's
quite
right.
popcorn, very lemon. Also $17 for popcorn chicken. Like fucking, it's like a handful of bits of chicken.
Yeah, you didn't even get that
It
much.
was,
I didn't know that was 17.
No, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I was already drunk. I saw 7 and not 17.
No.
Yeah. Fries were 7.
Anytime
that was
we go
$7
there,
worth of bar fries.
I'm
yeah.
just gonna get the burger or the sandwich. Like costs
yeah.
for what you're getting, it seems like it's the most consistent and like the largest amount. Or that pork belly stuff that they got is pretty solid.
Ooh.
They have pork belly tocino, and it's just like little bits of fucking pork belly that are kind of fried, and like little chunks of pineapple. It's solid. Probably overpriced though.
Yeah.
So since we last casted, we are on social medias now. You could hit us up on at Common Rabble Pod on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, provided that it is still usable in your country. But yeah, like the bar, it was pretty packed. It was Saturday night.
This was my birthday, for clarification.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty packed.
I had a good time.
Our party alone was like 15 heads, like rotating door of people
I
throughout the
didn't
night.
think that many people were going to come.
See? That's how many people are listening right now.
Right. If not every single person that was at my birthday party isn't listening to this episode, don't come next year.
Oh damn! Being called out and don't even know yet.
Shots fired at the listeners.
I had a good time. It was a bar you both have frequented a bit. It was my first time, but I enjoyed it. You guys weren't here for this, but they did a little. We got one of the fucking fancy bowls that they light on fire, and I've seen a couple tiki bowl ignitions in my day. I thought I'd seen it all, but this guy conjured a straight up fireball over the drink in the air. I thought that I was gonna get Hadoukened. I thought that's how that was
nice.
gonna end.
I think I saw the video.
There's a
on your
video
Instagram.
for sure.
Yeah.
You may have seen the video.
Yeah. Did they hit the gong for you?
There was a gong. No,
The
gong.
gong is
Okay.
a drink.
Well, I was just wondering if they also hit. You buy the most expensive drink in there.
You
I
buy
think
the
you'd
gong.
get
The drink is called the gong.
the golden gong.
But yeah, that's the only drink
Yeah.
that comes with, and that's
Okay.
that's the overpriced mixed drink that they have. It's like
$22.
Yeah.
It's not that overpriced. They just use an overproof rum in that one. but
Still expensive.
But they spent $69 on a bowl, and they didn't get the gong.
Yeah, I didn't know.
You did get a fireball, so
The fireball makes up for it. Now that I know about the gong, can't help but feel a little slighted.
we can go back.
We will.
Yeah,
$17 chicken sandwich, $22 drink, two more $22 drinks. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, $50 for a drink and a sandwich. Actually, when you put that together, that's rough.
It's pretty bad. Fortunately, the drinks here are strong enough that it's easy to forget that pretty quick.
Hell yeah. It is until the next day.
I did bad math. That's $40.
You have to include tip.
You tip?
Oh boy. I thought you weren't getting political.
But yeah, it was pretty crazy. Seeing overstaffed bars. It wasn't understaffed bars, but at one point in the night, I was sitting next to the DJ booth, because the little reserved area we were at was like literally shared a wall with the DJ booth, and I heard one of the DJs telling another DJ. It was pretty funny. They were like, "You just can't let these people get to you. You can't let them talk to you like that. They're just in the crowd. Like, why? Like, you're up here. Don't even think about them." Like, and I was just like thinking. So it was so funny because I was just like, "There's no one like dancing or anything to what they were what they were spinning." It was some good stuff. Some deep cuts there.
Very, very, very hard cuts in between all their tracks.
Yeah, but.
Was not smooth.
One of the DJs was better than the other one for
Gotcha.
sure.
There was one point that I only started paying attention because the song was going, and it just like a switch immediately just started playing another song. No fade, nothing.
What tiki bar have you gone to where the music hasn't just cut from one thing to the next?
Most even crappy jukeboxes can like fade a song into
Can
another
at least
one.
fade, yeah.
That's bare minimum.
They were spinning vinyl. I don't know.
That's because
if
it
that
plays
makes
with the
harder.
jukebox. It's very easy to fade Who Let the Dogs Out into Who Let the Dogs Out. So
Yeah, it doesn't have to stop at all. Actually, it's just looped.
Yeah.
But yeah, this place wasn't a huge. That was a funny conversation to overhear. It's not really like a big like dance floor kind of place anyway. I feel like the yes, there were live DJs, but I think the music is more for like the ambience. Like
that was the
it's
first.
it's not the focus for anyone who's there.
yeah,
And that was the first time I'd ever seen a DJ in there in that bar at all.
live DJ. Yeah,
Yeah, because
Have you ever been on a Saturday night, or do you typically go on the
it's
weeknights?
the weekdays. That it also is way less crowded on the weekdays, so it's a lot nicer. It's like the music is not even that loud, so I was very thrown off when we went in there. They're just like, "Oh, this is like a club fucking vibe," and I was like, "I don't know how I feel about
Tiki
it."
Club.
Very loud.
Yeah, no one was bumping and grinding.
Yeah,
at
it
the
was
tiki
not.
bar.
No bass heavy music.
No.
There were like two
loud.
or three different variations of Perfidia that they played. That was kind of cool, but I was just like,
You made me remember that song.
yeah, I was like, oh, this is a callback to the beginning of the set, and that was kind of cool.
Wow.
But I guess I wasn't drunk enough to not notice that, unless I would notice that even if I am drunk, which sounds like a bit of the.
I think you could notice that if you were drunk. I think you have the capacity. You would know.
Maybe your sense for it would even get better the
Yeah.
drunker you are. Lose their other senses.
But you
Fine
can,
with that.
when you're blackout, you can instantly recognize any song within like a couple bars. Provided you already know it.
Starts running around drunk yelling, "I am Shazam."
Yeah. Human Shazam. It's
Who
gonna
is
get
that?
you.
Is that Jamie Foxx? See the
Yeah,
Shazam
Jamie
guy?
Foxx
I'm
is
not
human
Jamie
Shazam.
Foxx.
You don't want to be Jamie Foxx?
No, because Jamie Foxx can beat Shazam, but he was also Electro, and no one wants that.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But yeah, as far as people having bad nights at work, do you guys have any particular stories about workplace nightmares, like nightmare scenarios for places you've worked or even things you've seen?
So there was a while that I was working on bank equipment, and my job involved just like going to the back of banks and cleaning and repairing cash equipment, counting equipment, ATMs and whatnot. And I walked into the back of one of the rooms being escorted by the manager. And I had been to this place before. Sometimes I had been like at night working on stuff because the contract they had was just like, you need to come fix our shit whenever it's broken, regardless of the time, even if nobody's there. And so this is the first time I'd like gone to that bank. And it's like, it was one of the bigger, older ones downtown in the city. And so I'm like walking back there, and one of the managers walking back there, he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, don't touch the walls." And I was like, "Whoa, what?" And he goes, "Yeah, there's asbestos in them. Don't touch the walls." And I was like, "Oh, cool. It's fine though." They're like, "Yeah, you just don't touch the walls, and it's okay." And I don't really think that's how that works. I'm pretty sure
as long as you're not breathing near it.
In the room,
like
that's circulating the air.
Yeah, as long as you're not eating off the wall, you'll be fine.
No, that's not how that works. I'm pretty sure that all of those decaying walls that have been in that bank since the fucking 50s or something, or 70s, 60s, have just been like slowly flaking off into the room, into the air, just like little bits of fucking asbestos fiber.
Because mesothelioma will come for us all.
Yeah, but if you can't touch it, that's kind of absurd. And I was like, oh, that's really crazy. And then I thought about it. Most of the older banks have the same paneling on their walls. And it's just asbestos panels that they haven't fucking removed. Because if they ever touch it, they have to remove all of it, I think. And if they remove all of it, it's like a lot of money for them to do the abatement. But yeah, that was, I maybe not want to go there anymore. That was like definitely one of the shittier experiences I had. Like, workplace safety wise, just like, oh yeah, I can't lean on the wall, which is something I've definitely done here before. Or like, I don't know, just like they have equipment installed in the wall too that probably shouldn't have been, because that like breaks the wall open so fibers can like get into the air. Yeah, that was it was really weird for him to be so nonchalant about it. And yeah, I don't think that's cool.
If you have mesothelioma, you may be entitled to compensation. I got a guy that you should talk to.
Is it a 1-800 number?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't have mesothelioma.
Not yet.
Yeah.
That you will know of.
Yeah.
You're like much more likely to get a vape disease. I say as he hits the vape.
I don't think you can get mesothelioma through vaping, but if someone's going to, it's you, unfortunately.
Vapothelioma.
Yeah. They like it is in a bunch of those nicotine ones. Good thing it's not nicotine.
I watched you buy those carts from a dude in a Safeway parking lot.
Never in my life. No, the little.
You don't want to hit the Mario Kart and go to Rainbow Road, bro?
The little nicotine ones, they say have like, because the way people use them end up like fucking cooking off a bunch of like nickel and stuff in your lungs.
Yeah, you inhale.
Not great.
Metals.
Yeah. Gaseous metal.
Gaseous metal.
Like in the banks, just inhaling stuff you shouldn't. It's what about you, Pat?
I don't have any like crazy workplace stories. I think there's one story that we all want to tell of a time we were at someone's workplace and shit popped off.
Yeah.
I don't know if we kind of want to all tag team that one since we were there.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't really have a great a personal one. If we want to maybe.
I had one before we jump into the bigger story. Yeah. So
that could take a minute.
When I was working at the grocery store, they took the time to wait until reviews to fire people. Like they would give them the opportunity to like improve before reviews. So normally when you go in on review day, you normally think like if you're not a complete shit ass, you're just like, hey, today's the day I'm gonna get my review. I'm gonna get a raise. Things are gonna be chill. So we did have this one younger girl, probably her first job. I don't know. Started working there. Come review time, she's just like, all right, about to go in for my review. This is like, and they started doing reviews like earlier in the shift. They're like at this point we're at the night shift or whatever. So that's like 3 to 11, 3 to midnight, depending on your availability and what they had to do that night or whatever. But she like 3:30, they have her come in, first hour on reg, working the register. And she's like, all right, cool. It's her turn to go do a review. And then, but like, this girl was not the best at pretty much anything related to doing the job.
Hey.
So they'd always just have her on register because it's like really hard to mess that up. But like, God forbid she had to like go restock stuff and stuff like that. Like, closing with her was a nightmare because it meant that you ended up having to clean up after her if you were the person in charge of that section or whatever that night.
You had to do her job as well as your job.
Yeah. Really felt like babysitting. Yeah. But anyway, this girl, so keep in mind, I hated register. Most of the people I know hated register because that just means you have to talk to people. No one really likes that part of the job. Like some people do, but like I'm not that person.
It's for a certain type.
Any of my friends at that job were not those people. Reg sucked. We hated it. We all have bad backs and bad wrists from the carts, back and forth, constant motion, repetitive motion shit. So all of us fucking hate that shit. So this girl, 1 hour into her shift, goes to get a review. She comes out of the office crying. No one says anything to her. She leaves without saying a word. And
Yikes.
We're just looking around, just like, so now we got to pick up her reg hours. Like, this fucking sucks.
Did she get fired?
Yeah. She was
her
let
review
go.
You
is
can
you're
get
fired?
during a review? That's
I don't
not
think
cool.
you're supposed to. Like, our supervisors technically didn't want to give us all the details. We don't know what happened, but like we were assuming she got fired because she kind of sucked at the job.
She was like, what the do you mean?
Yeah,
and
oftentimes
like, you're fired for cursing.
Most of the times people quit are during those reviews actually, because like they'll get the review, like you feel like you've been working your ass off, and then the company is just like, needs improvement, and then you don't get your raise, and then they just on the spot they're just like, fuck you, I don't need this job, and then they quit. I've seen a handful, at least 6 or 7 people do that.
That makes more sense.
My years there, worked there for years, so I've seen more or less some shit.
Seen some shit. That's right.
But yeah,
and she never came back. I guess because
never
seen
her. Never seen her.
That makes sense. I don't know. I thought she would come back, and she was fired.
Like the other night, like I just started laughing, and then my partner was like, "Why are you laughing?" And I was just like, "I'm just thinking about so and so," like because they used to work with me there at the store too. And I was just like, "Yeah, I'm just thinking about her. I wonder what she's doing now." It's been like 5 or 6 years since we last saw her.
Yeah, you could get fired so many times in that time span.
You said what?
You could get fired again so many times.
Yeah. A lot of people like to shit on the floor in public bathrooms. That always sucks. But like, I never got paid enough to do anything about it. So I'd kind of just like piece of paper, sweep behind the trash can. Someone will deal with that later. It's got nothing to do with me.
Were you guys
that's a joke. I would never touch it at all. So
you guys didn't have like specific custodial staff, or was that part of your?
No, that was part of ours. Apparently,
everyone
you
had to get
are
in
the custodial staff.
Every once in a while, they'd have custodial staff to come in and do like deep cleaning. But like
day to day,
like general employees, like their job was like once the doors close, go in there for an hour and clean the bathroom.
Damn.
And once you're done cleaning the bathroom, now you got to go break pallets. So it's like kind of backbreaking, horrible, literal shitty work. Yeah. But yeah, like literally I told them like, it's like, so if I find shit anywhere, I'm like, y'all gotta call hazmat. I ain't touching that shit. But instead they just send the supervisors to go do it. And I'm just like, I don't want to fucking do that job.
They get paid enough. Yeah. No, they don't.
They get paid like $3 or $4 more than fucking.
Yeah. It's not enough, but they also don't want to do whatever it would take to get professionals involved. Yeah. So,
but yeah, so big night was.
How long ago was this?
Yeah, how many years ago was this?
It doesn't really matter.
I have no idea.
I want to say, was it during one of the band? Did the band play for that?
We were at another tropical themed bar previous to this.
What?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were at. Yeah,
we were at the local one.
Yeah, well, the other one. The other local.
The other one.
Yeah. There's 2 that we usually go to.
Oh, the
cheaper one.
The cheaper one.
The cheaper one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
We were there. I don't 100% remember why.
Recently then. There's no.
It's not
one of your
It was after it had to have been after one of our shows, I think, because when I was talking,
it might have been, I just don't remember.
Or we went there a really, really, really long time ago.
It was a couple years ago. Like the band's been defunct for like
decade.
3 years now, 2 or 3 years now, and we were functioning for like about 3 years. So that's already 6-year window that it could have happened in.
What band? Really?
You guys are thinking
our
of
band,
different bands for starters.
Oh, okay.
You said what?
You guys are thinking of different bands, I think.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm thinking of the
why-
most recent band.
Okay, that's why
Yeah.
I'm like my perception of time for that is so different than I'm thinking like I don't think we were at a bar that long ago. What do you mean?
I know
okay.
because I was in all of them.
Yes,
Because no one else can play drums.
Yeah, so
No one else can play drums like you.
Like me.
That's the correction.
Or at all. We've also all known each other for like an absurd amount of time. I don't know if we've addressed that on the pod or
about
people have
At least a
picked that
decade.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, at least a decade.
More than most people know other people.
Me and DZ have known
yeah.
each other for like 15 years
Yeah,
now.
one of us should have died by now.
Statistically,
I think so.
Somebody
I'm not
has
pulling
by
up the
now.
math, but that just feels right
somebody
to say.
has.
Not anybody we know like close, but somebody.
I'm talking about someone we know should have died.
Gotcha. Damn.
I would say the rock star was born and died multiple times by now.
That's true. Does ego death count?
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, we do know someone who has died. The comedian.
I am at a loss. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh. Technically, 6 minutes? A minute. It was like a minute.
It was not 6 minutes.
it was
6
like a
minutes
minute.
is like permanent
He
brain
died
damage.
for a minute.
I forgot about
So
this.
statistically, you're right.
R.I.P. Respawn, homie. Let's go.
But hey, everything's been tight for him ever since then.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, he popped off. Good for him.
maybe it's worth it.
But so we're thinking like 5 years ago,
I think at least 5.
Probably like 5 years ago.
right? And this is, you guys have been in 2 bands since then, or the most recent band was like that?
The most
long
recent
ago?
band was
Yeah.
kind of
Really?
dealing
Was it pre-COVID?
Yep.
It was definitely pre-COVID.
We
yeah.
were peak COVID or
pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID that we were
Pre-COVID.
at that.
We
that
stopped
I saw
doing
you
shit.
Yeah,
guys
because
at
the
that-
band died because
okay, so 2 years.
40 almost gave us all
You guys
COVID
in
in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now. So that's like the last 3 years have been a fucking blur. So like 3 years ago, I probably went to that coffee shop to see you guys. COVID popped off, and then it's been like no plays since then.
Yeah.
And
that's
then so
pretty
2
much,
years prior to that, probably like a year into you guys starting, we went to that Denny's. It was what it would be.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get any closer.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus Christ.
All I remember is that we left the bar and we were looking for a second location. And I think my girlfriend is the one who floated Denny's. It was already pretty late, so our options were limited.
No,
at this
I
point.
think I'm pretty sure the bar was like damn near closing time.
Everything
so,
the only
So-
option was Denny's, I think.
Let it
unless
be known,
we drove
though.
to San Francisco to go to an IHOP.
No.
Oh,
But
Jesus
fuck
Christ.
that.
I was upset as I really didn't want to go to Denny's and I was drunk
Yeah.
and I really, really didn't want to go to Denny's.
I don't think I wanted to go there either.
But we got outvoted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And specifically that Denny's, I did not want to go to.
I just remember being legitimately upset on the way there.
I feel
so. This story I now vindicates those feelings.
Yeah. So the little town we're from is pretty globally known for its sideshows and general hood rat activity with your friends.
Tomfoolery.
Yeah, so we're literally like a group like 10 people deep at a Denny's 2 a.m. And yeah, right out the window, you just see.
Was it before we got our food or we had just gotten our
We
food?
hadn't even gotten our food yet. The food was coming out as it was happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just the biggest sideshow I've ever seen. Like literally blocked off a 4-way intersection, and this is like the 3-lane 4-way intersection.
Yeah.
Like,
So big
we had,
intersection.
we had been there for a while waiting still, right?
Yeah,
like,
'cause
it's like
we
an
were a
hour
group.
already.
Yeah.
'cause
we were
already-
an asshole 10 people large group going to
at
a
2 a.m.
restaurant at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
No, I
So
know, but we
they
were
were
there
taking
for
their time.
for already like an hour, I think.
Yeah, we'd been there a while.
Yeah. Crazy horror show for people that have never seen something like this before. Because I feel like they didn't light the bus on fire, but they damn near did. There were people jumping on top of the bus. The bus driver like barricaded himself into the bus. They were just tagging it up. They were tagging up the windows of the Denny's. We watched some dudes get into a fist fight. Someone in our party went to the bathroom and was just like, yo, there's just like blood all over this sink. So I didn't wash my hands because I wasn't trying to touch that shit. And then just went into eating their burger. That's just one thing that really sits in my mind there.
Jesus. Yeah, I remember seeing the fight start. I don't remember exactly what happened, but all I remember is the first punch is thrown. Someone gets hit. I'm watching from the window. The person that gets hit falls back behind the window so I can no longer see, and then just a bunch of people running in that direction. So I literally see the fight start and about to pop off, and then I can't see anything else. And I can only have to sit there imagining what is going on.
And then like the most vivid memory I have is like somebody ran to the side of the Denny's and took their giant flag.
Yeah, they had a big ass flag on the lawn.
And then they stuck that shit in the window
of their car. It's like an 8-foot flag.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Yeah. And it like said Denny's are like 3 for something special or something like that. But they like stuck it in the back of their car, like out the back window of their car, and they were just doing donuts with it. It was just fucking stupid. I think the Denny's employee like had walked out to say something, but then just like, I'm not going to just gave up. Not worth it.
The manager, I just remember just the vivid memory of the person who was like bussing tables. They're just standing at the corner of the room, like looking out the window with their phone, like on like Instagram Live, just like filming everything. And then the manager had to come out and just yell like, get off your phone, stop recording. Like the manager having to tell their employees I'm sure the manager has seen this shit before. This is not the first rodeo for this manager. I guarantee it in the spot that they work. But man, that was a time. Dinner and a show. It was amazing.
We didn't get to leave till like 4 a.m. or something stupid.
Didn't we have to wait for it to clear before we could even?
We had to wait for the cops to come and clear everything out before we were even able to go because of all the streets were blocked off.
It was like very early.
Yeah,
good thing.
There. I was so upset.
Denny's 24 hours.
True. Also, I remember I got the Italian sampler and it was terrible.
At a Denny's.
Yeah, I wanted a mozzarella stick. And it wasn't even good. How do you fuck up a mozzarella stick?
Be a Denny's.
It'd just be his garlic bread and a meatball. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
It's Denny's.
Yeah.
Denny's, if you're listening to this,
go.
Prove us wrong. But yeah.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy night at a Denny's. Only time to really enjoy being at a Denny's.
I bet you
when something incredibly chaotic is also
probably my favorite Denny's memory.
Yeah.
I wonder if any of those employees were actually like towards the end of their shift or trying to get off of work and were just like, you can't leave. Get the fuck back in the kitchen. You literally can't leave. And just like destroyed their whole after work routine. I'd be so mad if I couldn't just like get off of work, go home and like smoke a joint or something like that. I think I would be so upset.
Feel that, brother.
Definitely.
Got any other after work rituals or things you like to do to relax after a long day of slaving away and grinding for the man?
Now that I don't actually have to do any grinding away because my job is easier, it's been.
Oh, so you don't need to relax.
Yeah,
your job is super easy.
I'm relaxing at work. Yeah, it's fine. But when I do get home, like as of recently, playing some like online games. Spent 2 days in my other room.
Oh, let's go.
And fucking
room progress report.
Yeah. Reorganize stuff. And it's just like very, very time consuming.
We're gonna start the Common Rabble Twitch channel now.
We might as well. It's coming sooner than later.
Follow us, Common Rabble at Twitch. Or Twitch at Common Rabble Pod.
Unless Kick wants to send us the bag for exclusive rights.
Yikes.
Damn. But I went to a store called the Discount Store. And they sell like returns from Target and Home Depot and shit, and I acquired me like a corner shelf organizer thing and like put that together to tuck away into the corner, because like the room that I have is like the roof slopes in at a very weird angle, and it's like you can't stand in one corner because it's like starts
too short.
Yeah, way too short.
Too close to the ground.
Yeah. So I was able to
very Harry Potter's closet.
Yeah. Was able to shove that thing in the corner, and it just barely fits. Just like put all my old game consoles in there.
Cool.
Cleared a bunch of floor space and emptied a bunch of bins. So it's like I'm making some progress, more than I thought I was going to. So I'm like,
let's go.
Yeah. But yeah, when I get home, if I'm not doing that, it's like, yeah, just go do the dishes, smoke a bunch of weed.
How else are you supposed to do the dishes if you don't smoke weed first? Turn
on a podcast. Turn on or Twitch, one of the two. What about you, Pat?
Pretty much the same, actually.
Yeah.
Get a little higher so I can do my chores.
Yeah.
And it's not totally soul crushing.
Makes them a little more tolerable.
A little more tolerable. Yeah. It's still kind of shitty.
Still at the end, it's like, I still got to do this shit. And it sucks because it's always like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But the feeling of having it done is definitely a little nicer. They're just like, oh, the dishes are dirty. Fuck.
Now that the weather's been getting nicer, I'm going to try to do some more after work walks / jogs if I can work my way up to it. Going back to our fitness topic real quick. But yeah, spring is springing and it's getting nice out. And I'm inside all day and I want to see the sun a little bit. And that's when I have time to do it, is right after work.
You work, it would be like an hour walk to work.
I can't walk to work.
Could you bike?
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I feel that.
I've got those little like security chimes like at the corner of the door. So you open the door, it like rings so everyone knows
ding, ding, ding.
Someone's entering the door.
Like a liquor store?
Not like a liquor store.
You do have a collection.
Oh, of chimes?
Of bottles.
Oh, bottles.
Yeah.
I do have a collection.
Yeah, like if someone were to
be a liquor store.
Rob your store, rob your place, and they'd be like, oh, this is better than a liquor store.
That's crazy. The liquor store by my house got robbed on Friday night.
Oh my God.
At like 4 a.m.
Wild.
Sorry.
Told you.
They got all the tang.
What?
I said, I told you.
What do you mean?
I told you shit's always popping off there. And you were like, why do you keep talking shit? I was like, I'm not talking shit. I'm telling you what happens in your neighborhood.
I mean, I knew where it was at. I was like, I know it's, but you don't have to bring it up. It's not like I'm unaware of what's going on.
Yeah, like the first time I ever saw a dead body was the outside of cops pulling a body out of that liquor store.
I believe it. It's not like, it doesn't feel like it's a safe liquor store to be at fucking 10 or 11 o'clock at night or midnight.
Always fully stocked on onions though. So
never fully stocked on anything actually.
Onions?
They're rotting onions. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't say they were fresh. They said they were fully stocked.
For the first 3 weeks of me living there, they had the same onions on the rack that were slowly rotting away. And there was like 5 of them. I was like, I can't even come here to buy produce. This is kind of whack.
That's not where I'd buy produce, but
it's just 50 feet away from my front door.
Yeah.
They do serve tang though.
Do serve tang.
But yeah, the chimes. So I've got those chimes. And I think I have like Pavlovianly conditioned myself to whenever I hear those chimes, it's bathroom time. Like every time I walk the door, I close that door behind me, like the door makes that vacuum seal noise. You just hear the chimes and my body is just like,
feel a little tingle.
Yo.
Is that like a trauma response because you don't want to be like locked out of the bathroom for an extended period of time because somebody else that came in the house might be going to use the bathroom?
Maybe.
Because does everybody else take a long time in the bathroom when they go as well? Besides your partner?
No. It's kind of like a family trait. Is that
so? All of you guys take a long time in the bathroom, is what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And so it's the easiest way to make sure you get the bathroom time because you're there.
I didn't even think about this as like survival. I just thought
that's what it sounded like. Sorry.
Thanks. Now my relaxing bathroom time is just trauma.
I don't think you should be relaxing in a bathroom. I don't know that that's
I mean,
I don't think you should be like
it takes an hour to get the ship out
pressed
of the
in the
harbor.
bathroom.
You said what?
You shouldn't be pressed in the bathroom.
Yeah, I guess not.
Like
But
I
just
said,
if you're in there for that long, that's not. I don't think it's good.
takes an hour ship to leave the harbor.
It shouldn't.
I got time to catch
that's
up.
maybe concerning.
What I'm saying is, I don't think you should have that much time to be relaxing.
When else am I going to catch up on Reddit?
Not there.
I can like scroll through Reddit, see what's going on, see things going on in the world of the realms I reside in.
Is the solitude part of it? No one can get you while you're in there. No one can talk to you. Is that?
I mean, that's pretty chill. That's a really nice aspect of it, especially because
and it's the one place you have like it's your own.
Yeah,
space
and now like my older cat, because we got the younger one. The younger one's just like punking her out of all of the spaces in the house that she's normally used to having.
Damn,
so the bathroom has like become like a safe space for her. So like if I like literally I'll walk through the door, the cat will come greet me at the front door and then just lead me to the bathroom, because the cat also knows that like once I walk in,
it's dump time. We dumping? Okay, let's go.
Yeah, so now I just have, and like the cat will literally just like sit on my lap, and yeah, we just chill. It's relaxing time with the cat. So
does sound nice.
That's kind of like the only ritual I really have, is like just try and spend some time with the cats.
Because you're scared that if you smoke too much weed, the Hat Man will get you or something.
Yes.
I
owe him money.
I think you need Benadryl before the Hat Man shows up.
I remember one time in high school, me and the Wizard went and bought a bunch of Benadryl and melatonin.
Oh,
and
no.
We did no research. We were just like, I heard that if you take all of these things, you just fucking hallucinate, bro. And we're like,
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so we just took like a handful of melatonin pills and a couple fucking
Benny's
Benadryls, not Benny's. But
that's not what they call them.
It's Benny's younger brother.
Yeah,
he took like a couple tablets of Benadryl, fucking handful of melatonin, and then we're just like, all right, bro, see you at school tomorrow. And then
no, you won't.
And then you walked away.
We lived in separate areas, so we took
okay.
buses going in the opposite directions.
Yeah,
and then we get to school the next day. I was like, so, bro, how did the shit go? And he was just like, I don't fucking know. I just got home and fell asleep.
Yeah,
I was like, same.
Yeah,
the thing you have to do is fight the sleep. You can't go to sleep.
Yeah, but
that's when it happens.
Yeah, I know. If you fight the sleep, and then you start to see the snakes. You're headed in the right direction. You just got to make it past the squiggles, and then the Hat Man cometh.
Yeah, that's so hard though. I take half a Benadryl and I'm unconscious, so I don't know.
One time I was sick and literally took some like NyQuil to fall asleep, and was over at a friend's house, and he had some other buddy, and he was just like fucking with me while I was trying to go to bed. And then like, because he was being loud, his parents like kicked us out at like midnight.
Thanks.
And we ended up having to walk like a mile or two to the other side of the city at like 2 a.m. And I'm like high on fucking NyQuil, not hallucinating, but like damn near close, just not feeling great, probably enjoying it at that time. But it was like, this is not good. You shouldn't, but like thinking about it, there was also like a time I knew some kid that like recreationally took NyQuil to fucking get high on. That's not.
Is this the Traveler?
No, I would have to tell you very specifically who this is, because you wouldn't.
Okay, so I would.
But I would have to be very specific about who it is, because it's not. It's some weird incident. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, just like I don't know. That was not a good time. Would not recommend.
Do you ever like do anything that like to get to like fucking crazy? Like you said, your job is pretty easy now. Are there anything you do, like just like looking forward to things make the week go faster for you, or do you feel like looking forward to things like having plans like for your weekend or some shit? Do you think that ever makes the week go longer? Does it make you need those rituals more? Like,
I was just thinking about this the other day actually, and I realized that this week is the first week in a while where I don't have that, and I think it helps for sure, because I'm just clocking in. I'm just like. I'm just like, I'm at work, and later I'll be at home, and that's it. And I think having just a little something to look forward to goes a long way.
Yeah, definitely. Like
it could be anything really.
I was gonna say there was a solid couple of months where I was just like rolling like that to just like kind of autopilot and everything else is just ancillary. Just deal with what's going on at the moment, deal with work, deal with getting home, and go to work again next day. And like part of it's just like not wanting to spend money. Part of it's not wanting to go out too much because you spend money and just like, I don't know, trying to balance that. To be able to save up for maybe like actually being able to go somewhere or do something like on my birthday, going out of the country. That was the first time.
That's a good reason.
It's like the first time I've ever been on vacation. Like aside from like in high school with like a buddy and his family, which turned out to be a little bit of a babysitting trip and not necessarily like.
Damn. Like the time you went to Aftershock.
Yeah, with the same guy
or whatever that festival
was. It was the same dude.
Did you guys go to Mexico?
Went to Hawaii.
Hawaii
on Christmas. It was a great time to be in Hawaii because the weather was nice. There was not that many people out there.
Elvis is around. That's great.
But yeah, it was solid. But yeah, going out of town, like being able to save up money for that was really.
And you were looking forward to that once you had figured out those plans.
Yeah, like literally I was like, okay, yeah, we're going to go to Canada. This is going to be really interesting. I did not know what to expect. Was like pleasantly surprised the whole time and everything. But yeah, but it was nice to have that. It like helped the time period of like when we first booked the trip 6 months before that to that happening, it flew by. Yeah. It definitely just felt like part of it was like anxiety of like this trip it's coming up, and then the other part was like this this trip's coming up, and just like balancing that over and over again, just constantly
plans give me anxiety. It's weird, like I have a hard time like finding the positive and shit, but like when I'm already like stressed out, like literally like the week before we left to Canada, I was just like, fuck this trip, I don't want to go, fuck it, I'm like over it, like I don't like, just send all the fucking snow shit back, I don't want it, I don't want to look at it.
Believe me, I had the same feelings for like a solid week. I'm just like, maybe we just don't go, we just stay home. I'm not really tripping, like it's just Canada. But then I was like, as the day came up, I was like, fuck, like that would have been stupid not to go.
Ultimately I'm glad we went.
It was great.
Hell yeah. But
like on the smaller scale of that same thing, just like more recently, an old, like a buddy from work that like just changed jobs recently. We started doing airsoft, and it's just like, it's been a very interesting, like the first time I went, I was kind of anxious about it. So I was like, I don't really want to go get shot a bunch by some children.
Yeah, that's fair.
But then doing it and like getting hit the first couple of times, like it hurts a lot. And there's moments where I rethink going back, or like I'm just like, I should stop. I'm just going to go home right now. This did not feel good. I still got bruises from like last weekend.
Oof.
But it's after the like 5 seconds, 10 seconds of that pain wears off, it's like, okay, I'm good. I keep going. Like I'm going to find that dude that shot me though, and I'm going to get him back. And it's like all playful and everything, but it's definitely like a solid stress reliever. Cause it involves a lot of like cardio and like, tactical thinking and just like being aware of like what's going on around you. Just like, you got to kind of constantly be focusing on everything. And, it's been a cool thing to like every like couple of weeks or months, like my buddy hits a couple of us up and it's like, all right, let's go do airsoft, pick a weekend. Like I'm going to go this week. I went like 2 weekends ago or something, and I'm going to go this weekend. He just hit me up today. We're going to go shoot some 10-year-olds, go get shot by some 10-year-olds, it'll be a fun time.
So getting shot by kids, not great, but getting to shoot kids,
yes,
worth it.
Yes,
it's your official stance.
Yeah,
cool.
They are there for it.
Yeah, that's true.
This is not a school. This is just an airsoft field. They're actually here for that.
They like it. They want you to shoot them.
Exactly. And like I was talking to a guy on the field about his kid. I was like, "Oh, how old's your son?" He was like, "He's old enough." And I was like, "Oh, hey man,
okay.
I'm not the cops. I don't want to stop you from."
That's not an answer. I was joking, but I don't like that.
I was like, I support it, but no, this kid was like carrying a gun half his size, had a backpack on in full gear with like thick stuff, so he wasn't getting hurt too bad. But he's shooting people. Kid's having like a blast. But he's like 9.5 or something. I was like, oh, it's old enough because 10 years old is the age that they allow him. And yeah, if the kid wants to do it, fucking, I support it. If they're having fun, you learn, you get shot, it hurts. You want to keep going, keep going. It's fine. It's a game at that point. You wear masks to protect your eyes. You might hurt your fingers or something, but it's okay.
I went paintballing once.
Yeah,
that
it. Shit I hear hurts.
Is it
more.
worse?
I hear it hurts more because the impact is larger.
Been paintballing. I don't know. After doing airsoft, not the biggest fan. I would do it again if like
I would never go to the one you went to for the first time because I'm taking A1. I'm taking A1 with me on Saturday.
Okay,
to go, but I would not go to that one for the first time because it's so intense in there, and the group of people you're playing with are just too hardcore.
No, absolutely.
Like you're playing with like milsim, sweaty. They just are there to like murder people in a video game, but in real life, and like that is like their whole goal. And it's, I mean, you do what you gotta do. Like I said, it's you want to do that to have fun or whatever, but they're just like going too hard. At the other place that we're going to, it's like an outdoor field. It's a younger crowd, and it's not as like military heavy.
Yeah, like the one time I went, the person that took me totally undersold the experience in the sense that they're like, "Oh yeah, it's just gonna be airsoft. We're just gonna shoot each other with some plastic guns. It's kind of cool. It's like some people like LARPing war crimes, you know?"
Yeah. No, exactly. Like,
and I was just like, okay, sounds fun, I guess. Cause like this was my homie. I was like, I trust his judgment. He wouldn't put me in a precarious situation. And like, I walk in there, it is the room full of the whitest people you have ever seen. And then, they're all just like head to toe camoed out. Like I told you, like
real
these dudes,
military fatigues.
Like
they have
they bought this shit at the military surplus.
100%.
Like
Semper Fi motherfuckers.
Yes, straight straight up.
Like triple prestige Call of Duty, like
military dropouts, dudes from 4chan,
ROTC
kids.
Yeah, and so like
the dude you took to Hawaii. He's the one other guy that plays drums. It's me and him and no one else, and he's busy fighting for our freedom. So,
but yeah, I definitely like that. It definitely feels like the sport of like airsofting and stuff is getting a little more diverse over time.
That other spot that we're going to is definitely the more diverse crowd, just because of the city it's in.
Yeah,
where like
I was
that
gonna say, yeah, the
caters.
other one, fuck no.
Yeah.
Like I literally went there. I'm like me.
Oh, okay. yeah, that's what I thought. It's fine. We're solid. That's his the LinkedIn right there. That's actually him. That'd be hilarious. I would not recommend that one for someone's first time. I went there my like second or third time, and it was cool because I got what was going on for the most part already. But being thrown into the dark, into a bunch of buildings,
do that shit in the dark,
bro. So like my thing is like I am
it's in a warehouse in the dark with like
when
small
I got
lights
there
throughout.
When I got there, like we got there early because my buddy was like, "Oh yeah, let's get there early so that way we can
load up and
make it, do all that stuff, get there so that way we can make it on the list because they cut it off after a certain amount of people." So I was like, "Okay, cool. It's our first time going there. Let's get there early, get a feel for the environment, whatever." And I just walk in, like, bro, I'm like the darkest motherfucker in the room, and like everyone has guns and knows how to use them, and I'm just like the one brown person in this crowd, and I'm fucking terrified. Luckily enough, right before we started, like this other group of like Latino dudes came in, and like we literally just like looked at each other from across the room, and we're just like, that's a teammate right
Prison
there.
rules.
When we went there, it's me and my my 3 coworkers at the time. And it's like, so it's me, another dude that's like a mixed white guy and 2 Asian guys, and everybody else was white. There was one Asian guy with a group of white dudes though. They were like, they had a lot of President like 45 Donald Trump MAGA stuff on, and it was a very weird. I was like, oh, okay, this is started to feel kind of motivated every time we were getting like camped and killed. I was like, okay, cool. I get what's going on here. It's still a fun spot, but it's the crowd they attract.
Yeah, I think you can't avoid those types.
No, in that sport
activity
exactly.
like
I
this.
think at that place it'd be pretty cool for like a work retreat. Like people not.
But it's a really big field.
Not the army of the alt-right.
It's a really, really big field, and that's like the big thing. And it's like a bunch of plywood buildings, so you can like camp in like a little house and stuff. That's like, and they use it for actual police training and actual military training, apparently, which is interesting. But like with airsoft, I think.
Yeah.
But if in like I'm thinking in the next couple of years, like with airsoft, just the way it is, like how much people are paying for their guns and stuff, and you can upgrade and mod them and all that crap. All they got to do is throw some like the HoloLens AR glasses on.
Yeah.
Fucking best video game, screw Call of Duty. You're just playing with real. You get hit.
Yeah.
You get hit with an airsoft gun, but it's still like, then you know you're dead and you got to go back to your base or whatever to respawn and whatnot. But I think that would be like,
so you're saying there's room for like evolution in
like, without even doing much. Cause like I went to one of those like HoloLens art exhibits in the city one time, and it's like you put these on and you see a bunch of like shit that's like you can't touch it, but you
it's
can
like
put your
augmented
hand.
reality.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you do that with those glasses, and you could probably do all sorts of stuff with like airsoft. With tracer rounds,
make
and all
the
that crap.
Enemy team look like the Covenant.
Yeah, you could like throw skins on people or fucking add markers to stuff and just like be able to like do like you're doing in Fortnite or whatever, but in real life.
Drop a waypoint and people can see
exactly
it.
Like that type of stuff. It's like, oh yeah, he's over there. You can I think that would be like I
feel like even
a solid evolution of it.
Just the VR shit. I feel
VR would be too complicated though, because you can't see everything else. With the AR, you're seeing everything in front of you.
Oh, I see.
Because it augments the reality, right? Versus VR is virtual, so you're just like in a different space.
I was like, but the thing with that is like, how do you protect? That's fucking expensive hardware. Like, how would you protect that in an environment where
with the mask?
Because like shot.
Because so the HoloLens, as far as I know, or like the Google Glass, like you could do. I think you can do a lot with what they have with the AR stuff. They change the type of glass that you use, obviously, because like I use. It's like polycarbonate plastic face shield that's meant to get hit by those things and not fucking break or shatter or whatever. So that, or you put that underneath your mask, right? And then it's like fine. You build it into the visor. It's not that. I don't think it would be that hard to do. You just have everybody rent the mask from you that you have your specific one, or like a little thing that clicks in. And then it's like, oh yeah, you want to play the AR style? We're going to do that. And everybody throws their mask on. You wire up a couple sensors or pads. So, like the only way to kill somebody is like center mass shots or like arm shots or like something like that. Or like you could, I don't know, do something with the BBs. But I think that's like not that far off. That would be like a really fun way to.
I bet there's some shit like that even
more than, not
could exist
not
already.
In America.
Not in America. Maybe in like, I don't know. Yeah. Another country for sure, but
somewhere in Japan or something.
Yeah, if it doesn't, I bet I feel like we're on the cusp because how far like VR shit has come in the last few years. That seems like like
doable. I still haven't done any VR experience that has felt like not like just being copied and pasted into a PS2 game.
Interesting.
So
that does sound fun, but expand on that.
So I'll bring my Oculus Quest 2 one of these days, and we can try that.
We could podcast in VR.
Oh man, we could do the metaverse podcast.
We can do a live podcast
in the metaverse
in VR chat.
In VR chat,
anyone that comes to see us will be the live audience.
Yeah. Exactly.
I personally just haven't done any.
That's what they want to do.
VR shit since like
the editor cut that out. That's gold. Don't let someone steal it.
Have you done like the Quest 1?
No, I haven't used any of like the newer headsets, so I don't even know.
When have you tried VR? Like a long time ago?
Pretty much never.
Never. Oh, okay.
Never really done any of it. So it all looks cool to me because I haven't tried it yet. But if what you say is true, and it just feels like I'm in a PS2 game, then
no, even
the graphics in VR shit.
Yeah.
I get that it needs to be able to be played,
unless
so it
you
can't
have a very
be super
expensive
like
computer.
high fidelity. I get it. I understand that it needs to be functional by using the glasses and shit. So it needs to be kind of toned down a bit, just so that way you could actually play.
In the Oculus Quest 2, there's like 2 4K monitors or something that they use, and they're like 60 hertz refresh rate.
I'm talking about the programs though, not necessarily the quality of the.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's equal to like what you get for like a gaming PC, and like as long as you have extra hardware, because like you can plug the wireless headset into your gaming PC and get extra capacity from that and play. Like, they have some VR versions,
extra frames.
Literally, and it's like it offloads to the GPU a bunch of whatever's going on, and so it doesn't heat up as fast and all that stuff.
Because I feel like the VR experience for like the airsoft shit, like if you were able to like buy your customizations for controllers and shit like that, I feel like that is totally a marketable realm that we could go.
The reason I was saying AR though is the VR one is easy, and they do that like laser tag stuff, but you don't have the like added benefit of like you're gonna get hit. Like, they could probably add something to the like
you're
VR
calling
experience
it a benefit, but being around people with guns IRL is not a benefit for me.
That's different than airsoft though. Like being shot with an airsoft gun.
The full experience of airsoft.
I'm just thinking of like what's the closest relation from like airsoft to getting it to like an actual like playable game that's like, I don't know, some level of like computer generated something is like VR. You wouldn't even have to have the airsoft included because you're just in a different place and you don't have to be in the same place with other people. Like you could have 2 separate teams in 2 different places. None of them have to be anywhere near each other. With the AR stuff, you actually have to be able to see the people that you're going to shoot, because it's like you're seeing stuff with a layer of computer visualizations laid over it, and that's it. So it's like you're there still. But if it's in VR, you're there, but you're actually in like Mexico or something, and I'm shooting at you, and you just get told that you got shot, right? Versus like if you have it at a place like that, you do the AR stuff, and like I was saying, like they had the exhibit where they just have a bunch of people with the cheap commercial HoloLenses, and it's like it's good. It's good enough. It's a heads-up display. That's like all it realistically is. And I mean, at the base level, that's all you would really need to add to make it not too advanced. Because I don't want to get controllers involved with a gun, because it's like you just bring your gun that you already have, and all you got to do is like put a special tracer on it or something so it knows when you fired, or like put special BBs in it that the things are tracking or something like that. And it would be easy to just like transition to that or have that in the same field. You wouldn't have to do a whole bunch of stuff, like, because they already have the VR stuff. The like you go to a VR cafe and play a shooting game with like 9 people. And have you seen those things, like the ads for those? Yeah.
Vaguely aware of what you're talking about.
And those could be cool. I've done VR at like a cafe before on like an older PC with like the HTC Vive, which is like older VR equipment. Like that thing is pretty solid.
Shouts out the Vive.
Yeah.
They still make that?
I think they make a new version of it now. Like the one I played on was very old, and it was still really fun. But the Oculus Quest 2, the games it has are solid, and I had like my gaming laptop isn't strong enough to actually make the experience better. But I was gonna say, you have an actual gaming PC.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to try that Oculus Quest 2, it's gathering dust right now, but you can also play the better games if you plug it in directly to your PC and do that too. Okay. If you want to try that, let me know, because I have it's just collecting dust in my
probably take
room.
you up on that, if for no other reason than to talk about it on this podcast.
There we go.
I'd say just get Skyrim for Skyrim VR.
Skyrim VR.
They have that, and that's
like one of the first ones.
Yeah,
it was like one of the first,
and it's. I think they're continually like making it better still to this day.
Yeah,
you can punch goats IRL.
Punch goats IRL
without going to jail.
Yeah. I can take an arrow to the knee.
Yes,
in real life.
But yeah, do you think? I don't know. Do you think there's another, or like getting off of the airsoft thing, like other games going forward? Like, what is it? Because I know, like, just
they have Tetris in VR now.
How does that even work? Are you the block? No. Can I be the
No, it's
block?
just you see the blocks falling.
Okay.
You gotta do avatar.
Are you using like a motion hand?
Probably with the controller.
You got 2 Wiimotes. You're like whipping it and nay
exactly
the blocks into place.
Whipping and nay the blocks into place.
That's what I said. Yeah, okay. That's a real sentence that I said. What's that?
Just making sure.
What's that subreddit? It's like original sentences. Yeah. Free submission if anybody wants to go on that shit. I want to play virtual Pac-Man because I'm bad at Tetris.
Really?
Yeah, it's fun. I'm just not that good at it.
Like, I've never heard anyone admit to saying they're bad at Tetris. I feel like everyone I know,
I'm pretty bad at it.
I know that everyone else is like, oh, I love Tetris. I've never met anyone that hated Tetris.
I also don't hate it. I'm just bad at it.
I hate Tetris. I didn't say I'm bad at it. I just hate Tetris.
Fun fact.
You're probably better than me, and you don't like it.
Yeah.
I'll say mid-pandemic, I downloaded whatever Tetris mobile app was. They have like local rankings. I was like number one for like the longest time in my area. So I was just like, I'm probably like one of 5 people playing, but like
crushing some kid's score or some old dude's score really bad.
Yeah, literally like top 5 at Tetris in my neighborhood. That just sounds cool. Like realistically, it's probably not a large pool of people, but that was like my crowning achievement like during quarantine.
All right, I reviewed the Mario movie, so you got to review the Tetris movie now.
Oh shit! No, then I have to buy fucking Apple TV. I'm not doing that.
Just get the free trial. It's like
it's on Apple TV.
I think it's on Apple.
Tetris movie, Apple TV. All right, I got homework. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I just think that like because VR is already where it's at, and it's like still like everything is just like a new headset or whatever the fuck. Like the AR stuff is still like also a big thing that airsoft would be the easiest, like a very easy thing to transition into AR.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point VR is getting kind of played out.
I think even there's some like football stuff that they probably could use or do use like a heads up display, which is just AR stuff in their visors.
Yeah.
Like playbook shit.
Yeah, I think you
can see
like an actual video game. Yeah, exactly.
It's like Madden.
Yeah.
Yo, just think about that. Like 30 years from now, all of the coaches for these like NFL football teams, all of them were just kids that played Madden that just learned the fucking books.
Yeah.
And they got their augment because they got the same fucking shit they had when they were playing on Xbox Live. But now they work for the NFL because it's the same shit.
And they said video games are bad for your brain.
Speaking of VR, you were saying VR is played out, and I kind of agree, though I haven't done it yet. But any step that we take in the progression of virtual reality is one more step towards the eventual crowning of the metaverse, which is a word that means a lot of things to a lot of different people. But yeah, it's still an interesting concept, even though that's been definitely played out by now. I know you and A1 have been playing a lot of Fortnite, and that game I actually feel like is the closest thing
I was just gonna say that
to achieving the metaverse than probably anything else out there that I'm aware of.
All you got to do is get that game incorporated into VR. They're probably already working on it.
You can't play Fortnite in VR? I'm surprised to hear that, actually.
I'm not sure. Quote me.
Epic is just very litigious, so if somebody did it, I don't know that they would be able to do it without Epic's like permission or something.
Because
Skyrim, I think that was like an open source port of that game that they did for VR, not actually.
No, there's an official Skyrim VR.
I think that started as like an unofficial like thing that they ported over to it, and then maybe Skyrim bought it or something like that. But I don't think that started as them.
Yeah, because like Zuckerberg has taken Facebook and is running into the ground, going all in on this metaverse shit. I mean, he needed to do something, just keeping Facebook as the trash fire it is, doesn't seem like a sustainable business model. It's not 2007 anymore.
And there's only so many conspiracy theory memes you can send.
Yeah, exactly.
That your like weird uncle will repost before like.
But he's like, here's the metaverse. You can come into work at the metaverse. You can come do your job at the metaverse. You can look at this weird 5 foot tall, shitty 3D model of the Eiffel Tower. That's not interesting. In Fortnite, you can kill Naruto as the Terminator. That's the metaverse. That's interesting.
I did see Groot murder several people.
Yeah. Groot can get the fucking shit from Attack on Titan and start like swinging around and shit. Like that's the metaverse.
That's a thing?
Yeah, I think there's Attack on Titan stuff in Fortnite. Ask these guys.
Whatever.
Air gear?
Aaron Yeager, whatever.
Yeah.
Jaeger.
Aaron Yeager?
Jaeger.
Aaron Yeager? Whatever. What is that? Is that from...
That's Attack on Titan. Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Okay, yeah, but that's the gear. They
You're
got the
going to
gear.
learn soon.
No, because I've been playing with that. I didn't know what that was from, though. I didn't know that. I just heard that shit before. TikTok audio or something.
If you can fucking zap and zoop around, I'm in. Like, just fucking...
get on your Switch.
Count me the fuck in.
You say that now. Get on your Switch.
That requires me to play Fortnite.
Yep. That's what I thought.
Don't want to do that.
I don't want to get
we
that
tried
time
that.
suck.
We tried that mid-pandemic. We all got Fortnite. We're like, oh, we're going to go play the fork knife now. And then...
I don't think... Was I... Me too?
I don't remember this.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we were playing with 40 and his homies.
I don't remember that.
PlayStation. It was definitely like a solid week of us doing that.
Maybe Sam.
Well, it's time to try again.
Yeah. I'm actually interested now, so it's fine.
I just think it's funny that a guy is going so hard on the metaverse concept, so hard that he's changing the name of his company to Meta and is doing such a bad job while this I mean, I'm not going to say Fortnite is like a random video game, but I don't know if that's the goal they've been chasing, but they're just so much closer to actualizing that concept than this guy that seems like he's thrown his whole life into it. And that's funny.
Because they started with a place people want to be and are turning it into something that like people want more of.
Great point.
Where he took Facebook and was like, okay, everybody left and doesn't want to be here anymore. What can we do?
It's like, that's the thing though. It's like the people that are still interested in VR are like, there's definitely not the younger crowd. So he's definitely trying to keep the same. It's going to be the same.
Yeah, no, the
40,
thing that's
50 something year olds trying to rekindle high school flames after their second divorce. Like it's just going to be.
It's not even that it's not younger crowds that are using VR. It's nobody's using the metaverse because the metaverse is a part of the VR experience, and Oculus itself is owned by Meta. So like it's heavily in, like they have a lot of stuff for the metaverse in the Oculus headset, but there's like apps outside of the metaverse stuff that you can use.
Because like you say metaverse to me, and the one thing I'm thinking of is virtual like meeting rooms. Like I don't think of anything fun. I think of it being like a work tool, like a workplace tool.
You go to a virtual land,
but
it doesn't have to be that virtual land, you do stuff there.
And then what's the fucking difference between that and VR chat?
Because you can so that's the thing. It's glorified. It's like over glorified VR chat with more controls in place.
Official Facebook VR chat.
But yeah, I mean, it's after playing VR chat, it's very, very similar because VR chat also has games. VR chat also has like different textures you can apply. I think this is supposed to be more commercialized and like it's capitalism. It's just somebody else doing the same shit, trying to make money off of it. Buying out the platform to promote their own product over the product that's been clearly winning the hearts of everybody.
Honestly, I think Mark Zuckerberg needs to take a page out of the 12-year-old's rule book. Because I think legitimately when I think of the dream of the metaverse, like Fortnite is doing that. They're having concerts, like live concerts, live conferences, things in the game, like in that world, like, and it's fucking marketable. Whereas the meta shit, it's like it's a meta thing is an ad you're gonna skip every time. Whereas just like your favorite artist is performing live in fucking Tomato Town. Right. So I gotta go to fucking Tomato Town at 7 p.m. to catch fucking
Travis Scott.
Or
the Kid
he's
Leroy.
Back.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I just feel like that's fucking crazy. We're getting to a point where like you never have to be anywhere to do anything. Like at Coachella, YouTube is streaming all of these performances now. And like I feel a certain way about Coachella and like the live streaming of like shows and shit. To one degree, I feel like it cheapens the experience of people that are there, but at the same time, festival shows kind of are cheap. It's like it's like I feel like the modern festival is like the hollow husk of what a fucking Lollapalooza used to be, or like fucking everyone is trying to capture fucking Woodstock in a bottle, and like the way that the proliferation of festival culture has totally fucking cheapened even going to see fucking artists outside of festivals, because now artists will charge more for tickets not at a festival because they're like, the only other place you can see us is at this festival where the tickets are fucking $300. So now you can spend $200 to come see us not at a festival.
It's more personal.
Yeah. I don't know. But like the live streaming thing, like I love that idea. You're able to see something that you weren't able to see. Like I'm not going to spend $700 to go to Coachella.
No, but Coachella is free at your house.
Yes, Coachella.
Is that what it's called?
That's what I call it.
Ocelluck.
Yeah. I really enjoy the Coachella streams. I've been watching them for the last few years, actually. Yeah. They're like all fucking day, so I just put them on all day and just have it running in the background while I'm fucking around at home.
Yeah, depends on the YouTube one that you have. The YouTube you have, you don't have the premium. You'll sometimes get ads pop up in the middle of videos. That kind of sucks, but I mean, it's still...
It's like cheaper. A YouTube sponsored stream or something like that.
Yeah, I think
it's official like
partnered,
YouTube streaming. But the other thing on that is like, as someone who loves live music, as a musician, like watching these fucking shitty rips of fucking live footage, like it's just like this sucks, man. Like vibe. It's not the same vibe at all. And like even going to festivals, like the audio sucks ass. Like it's not made for playing outdoors. Like there's no way to like set up speakers and mic up these instruments and shit like that for it to sound good playing out to an audience like that, unless you're at like a fucking amphitheater, which they don't really do festivals
amphitheater. Huh? I said a good amphitheater.
A good amphitheater.
Yeah. We don't have any of those.
But yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you're in the back of the Coachella general admission crowd, yeah, it's not going to sound great. I can't argue with that. But
yeah, I've also like I didn't realize that they were doing the online streams of it. I think I knew, but never really saw any bands that I wanted to actually watch. I did see like some clips on TikTok of this one of like that this was one of Blink-182's better performances or whatever that fucker's name is.
We can talk about that if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down.
That's the one clip I've seen this year.
God damn it.
Of them.
Was it good? Like, was it actually good?
Wait, Blink was at Coachella?
Blink played Coachella. This was their first show back with Tom.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Fuck. So I saw a song of theirs pop up on Reddit. It was the Coachella clip. I was like, oh, I didn't even know they were playing. I'll watch this. But I went through their comments first. And the comments were people being like, can't wait to see. It's awesome to see them back together again. This is great. They sound so good. Tom in particular, this is the best he sounded in years. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. So I play it and it's not bad, but if you think that man is a good singer, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, cool. I didn't want to talk shit, but I was like, this is the place for it.
I've heard him worse, but it's not good.
I was going to say,
it's not good.
I don't want this to come off as me being petty about Blink-182 or something, but I did not think it was. I was like, oh, this is an old man.
What song did you watch? Do you remember?
I don't even remember.
They're like 50-year-olds singing about their balls.
All I was thinking is like, this is like a song a kid wrote in high school, and this man is still singing it at 50.
Yes.
Yeah, because it fucking brings in the big bucks.
Brings in the big bucks.
Yeah. Like they started that shit when they were 17.
Yeah.
17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
Fucking.
The first thing they said after the song was Mark goes, I'd just like to announce to the crowd that I like to eat it from the back.
Damn.
So, some things never change.
Yeah.
He's also keeping up with the times.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, I'm a big Coachella fan. I'll just watch bands I've never even heard of. Just give them a chance. I just like to run it all day at the house because I can't afford that shit. Yeah. I'm not going
like
to that.
I saw some Kali Uchis clips circling on TikTok, and I'm just like, this sounds like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like I love her music. It's great, but like these live fucking things, like it's cool. And like I feel like they're just capitalizing on FOMO because like you're not listening to that shit because it sounds good. I guarantee that. Like, I mean, if you've never heard them live before or heard whatever artist is streaming live,
it's still fun.
There's something that's like, I mean, like I know we all acknowledge our experiences. Like, there's something different in a good way, even if the music doesn't sound like the best. But like a live performance, just like seeing the energy of the fucking weird old guy that you love listening to his music, or weird old group of people at this point, it's all a bunch of like fucking old people that we're like listening to, but like
old people dressed like Native Americans in the desert. Yeah.
That versus like hearing the original you've heard over and over again, just like hearing the current spin or whatever, like the more updated way that they like to sing it or whatever, like I think even if it sounds shitty, like I said, I think that's still it's a solid experience.
Yeah,
which I like.
No, definitely. We all like live music. I think
it's like,
and at a festival Coachella size, I'm sure logistics are. It's pretty much the biggest festival in the world.
Probably.
I think, but
I've heard the porta potties are unusable.
Porta potty situation, I'm sure, is a nightmare.
Yeah.
But I've been to a good amount of festivals. The sound is not always unlistenable. It's
not unlistenable, but it's just like I know this song.
It can be pretty good sometimes.
It's like I know this song. Yeah. I can just fucking listen to that song on a streaming app.
Yeah. But we've also been tainted by two of the worst outdoor music venues that I can think of.
Yeah.
Like it's not helping.
No, down south and up north, both of them, they're the same place and they both sound bad. I don't even. Yeah.
I like festivals because you can see like 6 to 8 bands in one day.
Yeah.
And they might not all sound incredible, but you still get to do that.
And I feel like being able to move around. That's
lately nowadays I can never see a fucking set list that even not a set list, but what is it called? The build
that breaks down by day or something like that.
Yeah, like I can nothing ever lines up any of the bands you actually want to see together. Like there are times where like there's that fucking where it's like lines up perfectly.
Festival scheduling is always a big gamble.
Yeah, so it's like I never even want to buy tickets because it's just like, oh, there's like 3 bands I want to see on this one day, but it's like they're fucking all playing at the same time.
Play at the same time.
Yeah,
that can and will happen, and it's sad. Yeah.
So yeah, I want to see Megadeth open for Limp Bizkit.
Mm-hmm. Don't make me choose.
But yeah, like a good alternative to this shit is the fucking like you've seen like the NPR tiny desks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, and this kind of leads back into my point about like the fucking Fortnite metaverse shit. Cause like those tiny desk things, they're like mic'd beautifully. The music is always great. Like you said, there's always renditions of the songs that like are slightly different to normal. And yes, it's a sound studio. I get that, but it's designed for that format.
Yeah.
Like Coachella, like the way that shit is set up is not designed for streaming. Like it's like you're there, you're drunk off of $70 worth of 3 beers, and you're there to enjoy that experience. Like you're not going to get the same thing when you cast it in that same way. Whereas like the VR Fortnite shit, like the only like saving grace in my mind for Fortnite is like they do these live concerts where they're mic'd up in a way where it's like that shit's obviously pre-recorded. It's not actually live. Yeah. And like they're still streaming a quality audio experience.
It was recorded live.
We don't even know that. It might just be the studio version of the songs. I think it's just the studio version of the songs.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That'd be...
And like, but you're still getting that experience. Yeah. And I think that's like something that needs to be capitalized on more than what we've been given so far.
That's a good use of VR for sure. I think that space, really only Fortnite is doing it, which is wild to think about.
Yeah. It's such a weird game to be doing that. Like
it just feels out of left field, but at the same time, everything in that game is from left field.
Some weird shit.
It's like my thing is like
it started out as a tower defense game.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. The original Fortnite, when it launched, was a tower defense game, and they added a battle royale mode
after PUBG,
after launch because of PUBG, and then somehow became way more popular.
That's so crazy.
Interesting how that works. Yeah.
PUBG got its ass handed to it.
Like, my thing is like I've been getting emails from the Gorillas about like watch our live performance at Coachella or whatever, and I'm like, that sounds like a great thing. It was on Friday. I fucking missed it. We were eating cheese at your house.
We could have had it on.
Yeah.
I figured you didn't like them, so I was like, why even fucking bring it up?
I don't care. I don't have any feelings about them.
You could have asked.
I could have asked. I forgot. I completely forgot because I was also drinking. But yeah, like you think that their live show should be, or like when they're sending an email, I feel like what I want is that VR experience of like these fucking
Gorillas specifically,
larger than life cartoon characters. Yeah, but then you tune in and it's just fucking Damon Albarn. Like
they're a good live band, but you don't get anything out of seeing Gorillas live that you don't seeing most other bands at their level. Yeah. They used to do that like backdrop shit, right? Where they would play
for the Demon Days tour.
Yeah. That was just Demon Days?
Yeah, just
that was it. Okay.
So like they had some other shit for their first album, but they haven't really gone back to
and that's a super like
the whole 3D band thing
and interesting.
Since then.
Clearly, it was too much of a hassle to be sustainable.
They did one VR thing in New York earlier this year, where it was just like VR them in like Times Square or wherever the fuck, and like that's cool. Like that's basically what the concept of the band was in the first place. Like just
they're supposed to be a virtual band. So you think that they could be taking advantage of virtual space?
I feel like they kind of lost the plot,
because if you see them live, it's just a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, I mean, I love all of those dudes.
Yeah, they're great dudes. Not saying they're not great dudes, but it's just like seeing any other band live.
Yeah, and like when I'm getting these things, like it's like CR special performance, and then I log in, and it's like just a fucking Coachella stream, Coachella feed that drops out every couple minutes. Ooh. Like, kind of sucks.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna watch that when I go home.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I think we jumped around a lot today. We
covered some good ground.
Yeah, like tiki bars and Coachella, shitty nights at Denny's. And if you're looking forward to more conversations like this, you can always catch us on Twitter and YouTube at Common Rabble Pod. And until next time, or next week, I'm DZ.
I'm Pat.
I'm Ham.
Hopefully Hoodie will be here with us next time.
We all hope so.